forfeit. I hit the stage and it showed. I'm in the game, I can't forfeit. Honestly, I'ma make more hits. Hop in the coupe and I swerve the latest. She get because I am the greatest. I stayed the same and then came out of changes. You wanna know what it's like to be famous? No, in public, skies me all of that. I'm ballin' like I got buckets. And they hate cause we stunt like nothing.
For real, my is real for real. I'm in the field for real. I'm about my check for real. I'm about my respect for real. My diamonds are crystal clear.
Hey everybody, it's the coach, and this is Madden 19 on EA Sports. Straight ahead, we've got what should be a good one between the New York Giants and the Philadelphia Eagles. With that, let's get up to the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia. We're standing by for the call are Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, it's the NFL on EA Sports as you take a look there at Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia, PA. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the New York Giants and the Philadelphia Eagles. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Godden. And Charles, you look at this Eagles team as they interplay here. They've been in a great group, winners of 7 of their last 10 on the year. On the other side of the field for the visiting Giants, they too were winners last time out, so something's got to give here.
I love it when both teams come in off of wins. Great mindsets, and it usually leads to a really well-played game.
Three-quarters of the NFL season are complete. What lurks in our final month? We're underway in Week 14. This will be taken in at the 1. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. So here are the Giants ready to start their initial drive of the game. They'll have the speedy Tyrod Taylor calling the shots, the former Virginia Tech Hokie.
That was a solid performance last week, wasn't it? 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, ran the team well, won the ball game. Bottom line, may not have been earth-shattering, but it didn't need to be.
Saquon Barkley, a man who played collegiately here in the Keystone State. Absolutely nobody fooled there. He's going nowhere fast as he stopped behind the line of scrimmage.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game, so what do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, it's nothing but room to run.
Now Taylor, Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes. Brandon Graham in there to get him, and that's sack number 12 for him on the year.
2 plays so far, a run and a pass attempt, and both have gone backwards.
Probably not how they drew that up.
Not at all.
Looking for a better play coming up on 3rd. Third and long. Taylor and company hoping to regroup after the sack. From the gun, it's Taylor. Taylor hit. He lost the football. And the Eagles have recovered.
Well, that's a down and distance coaches always talk about trying to avoid, isn't it? I mean, that's 3rd and long. And you just know they're pinning their ears back and coming after him, sometimes even with extra pressure.
And he knew that. I mean, he knew they were coming. He just fumbled it.
Yeah, he knew it. The offensive line knew it. Everyone did, yet the pressure was still there, and he ended up coughing it up.
The Eagles offense back out onto the field. The Eagles into the red zone for the first time. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 15. Now after the fumble recovery, it's Wentz. And he's got it. And he's brought down. The numbers for him from a week ago. 3 catches, 59 yards.
5th in the league in receiving yards, and that's a strong category. I mean, if you're in the top 5 in anything, I don't care whether it's football or tiddlywinks, you're having a nice season.
Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. They'll give it to him up the middle. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal.
I don't know about you, Brandon, but I often think to myself, in these situations, I want a back who can create his own space, who can break tackles, and in a sense, because...
And this is caught. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Dallas Goedert, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Eagles have taken the early lead. Elliott good on the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. Elliott now to kick this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. As the Giants head back out there, let's take a look at the playoff picture in the NFC. And I tell you, 4 weeks still to go, and everything is wide open, and it's fun.
And I know we always talk about, well, if the playoffs were to begin today, and then we kind of go, okay, but they're not. Let's see how it plays out. Wouldn't it be fun to play with this playoff lineup right now? Because to me, just about anyone can win this whole thing out of this grouping we currently have. And by the time we get there, it may look entirely different.
On 2nd down, here's Barkley. Just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a 1st down, keep the sticks moving.
They keep it with Barkley on 1st down, and he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down. Good opening quarter for him. Remember, he had the sack earlier. Now a tackle for loss, another tackle for loss.
He's really making it tough on the play caller, though, isn't he? Because it's one thing to try and adjust when a guy is disrupting your running game. But when he's messing up your passing game as well, they may have to devote at least a 2nd guy to him to try and keep him away from their plays.
On 2nd down, Taylor over the middle to Beckham. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down. And the big boys up front in the trenches. What do you think of the O-line, Charles?
I love them because this is a group that's so cohesive. They know what the man next to them is going to do at all times, and they operate as a terrific unit.
So a 3rd and 9, and 6 defensive backs out there in the dime.
Patrolling the passing lanes.
From the shotgun, it's Taylor. And incomplete here on 3rd down. And this pass defense, they were sensational in the win last week, and they're looking good here so far in this 1st quarter.
You know, we often talk about how offenses get locked in, and that runs over multiple games where they're really, in that zone. Defenses can be the exact same way, and I think we're seeing an example of it here.
The Eagles coming out as they get ready. They'll be looking to duplicate the efforts of drive number 1 that resulted in 7 points in this 7-zip lead.
Well, you know how much I enjoy horse racing, right? It looks like they caught a flyer out of the gate, as they would say when you're running the big-time races. It means they get out to a fast start. They're setting the pace, making the other team chase now. That 1st down play, all you want to do is wedge out any type of space and try and create enough room. If you have to run the punter out there, he can successfully complete the punt.
Yeah, didn't get a ton there, but at least some positive yardage. Now Wentz. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 20. They were looking for a cushion from that end zone. He gave it to him, 15 big yards.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And a short gain there as he'll get it up only to about the 24. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Steps away, and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Well, let's see here, Charles. He was sacked 6 times last week. Now a first-quarter sack. What's going on in his mind?
Well, he's thinking to himself, 5 offensive linemen. I got sacked 6 times last week. Let's start thinking about keeping extra people in. Tight end stays in. If I have a fullback or the running back, they stay in and help me block. Maybe not as many receivers in a pattern. Anything to try and slow down that pass rush.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. It'll be a loss of 1, and it'll be 2nd and 11.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more evident.
And he can't get away from the pressure. The Giants get there. John Timu in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year. And there they bring pressure from the inside, and they get home.
Yeah, hard to block everyone, isn't it? And on this play, someone did not get blocked. He's the one who got home.
Wentz now to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Stevens. The 20, 10, touchdown, Philadelphia. A big play there with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Eagles had 6 to their lead. So that's the rookie's first trip to the end zone, and I think it's safe to say one he'll always remember.
Oh, without a doubt. That one is going to be imprinted forever. And nowadays, we're seeing rookies make a greater impact at that position at receiver than ever before. I think mainly because of the sheer volume of footballs that they catch in college.
Elliott on for the extra point. Elliott good with a PAT, and that'll make the score 14-0. So that drive takes him down the field in 8 plays. The result, Philadelphia in the end zone. Elliott now to kick this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. And the Giants ready to come out now. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. Now Taylor to throw on 2nd down. And that's off the mark, incomplete. A look now at the defensive starters for Philadelphia. They were terrific a week ago in that victory over Tampa Bay, Charles.
And the big difference in the game, their ability to force turnovers. Multiple, in fact. Being able to take the ball away, give it back to their offense, the big difference in the game.
It was impressive. Now the question, can they duplicate it? An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Out of the gun, it's Taylor. side. It's Beckham. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. They'll get 10 there, but it leaves them just short for 4th down.
I don't care who you put on him. He's going to be a handful in one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now, you're right. They're in man-to-man. Maybe need some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
And a nice job here to down this one right on the 5-yard line. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. Now, right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Okay, let's just make this one simple. We know that the running game is not their thing, but they can't just throw it on every single down without expecting some real heat from the pass rush.
Back near the goal line, here's Wentz. Throwing middle, and it's complete. And he's able to get this one up to the 8-yard line this time. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or?
Better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And they'll bring him down right around the 13. Call it a gain of 5, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. You like the call?
I do. I think it's a high-percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the 1st down. In this case, it didn't happen.
So 1 quarter in the books on a cold December afternoon. It's the Eagles with the early lead. And we're back to Philadelphia after this.
The NFL on EA Sports is presented by Snickers. You're not you when you're hungry. Snickers satisfies.
Back live with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's the Eagles with the ball here to begin quarter number 2. They are, however, facing a 4th down situation. The Eagles send out their punter now, standing about a yard deep in his own end zone. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. Odell Beckham now marching back onto the field. You would have to think they're going to make it more of a priority to get him the football. You're losing here in the 2nd quarter, and he's been really quiet.
I think all we have to do, and it's too bad we can't actually see the actual play sheet now from the coordinator, because he's looking down at that and saying, okay, do I put him in different spots? Do I try and isolate him? What routes do I run? You're exactly right. They've got to get the ball in his hands and get their offense kick-started.
He does have the 2 catches, but pretty quiet so far. And he'll get only a couple up to the 22.
I think if they want to start getting back into this game, it behooves them to get better on 1st down.
Yeah, certainly not what they were looking for there out of the opening play of this drive. From the 22, here's 2nd and 8. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he finds some space past the 25 to the 27. Timmy Jernigan, the Florida State man, in on the stop.
Even though they gave up more than they wanted to on that play, it actually illustrates how well they've bottled him up throughout the game, because that was his longest run of this contest.
Taylor now to throw on 3rd down. He finds Beckham complete. And he gets it to the 32. Good enough for a 1st down. 3rd catch of this 1st half for him, and this one is a 1st down.
And that one was a lot of fun right there, because that was the game within the game. 3rd and short. Blitz was on. What's the key for the quarterback? Get out of your hands in a hurry. And that was a quick little completion. Got the job done for a first down.
23 yards on the pickup there and a first.
Yeah, they really needed to get something going, didn't they? They had punted on the last 2 possessions. The running game starting to come to the front for them, providing a nice pickup there to keep this drive going.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now Taylor firing quickly here, and that's complete. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
Now whistles here and a flag down. I think a Giant jumped early.
False start, offense.
And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves him back 5. Now after the false start, here's 2nd and 7. After the penalty, they go with Barkley. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. Tackle made that time by Brandon Graham.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
From the gun on 3rd down, it's Taylor. Over the middle, he's got his tight end Ingram. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first. First target, first catch, and a first down.
At first glance, I thought he just used his size in order to win the route. But he also had a little subtle move in there as well. Made the defender think he was going one direction and was able to track the ball in another.
And incomplete. Nigel Bradham, the linebacker, right there on the coverage.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
2nd and 10, it's Taylor again. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. A really good pickup of 28 yards.
Well, from an offense's perspective, that sure was pretty because the corner route is extremely difficult to defend from my perspective.
What we just saw there, is that sort of the evolution of the tight end position?
Yeah, I think it is because more and more, tight ends are being treated like wide receivers. These are some agile players who can make a play in any spot on the field.
Be interesting to see now what they do offensively down near the goal line after not much there that time.
As the offensive play caller, that may change your sequence now. Instead of coming right back with a running play, you may have to go to...
And he is in. Touchdown, New York. A great effort there. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Giants able to get this back within a touchdown. And they're able to run it in. It started with a battle in the trenches. They won there, and they got in for 6 points.
And that's going to be a tough one for the defense to deal with. They've got to go to the bench now and figure out how we're going to slow down this running game, because on that particular play, they had no answer.
The call is to go for 1 and kick the extra point. Extra point right down the middle, and that'll make our score 14-7. A pretty long drive that time, 11 plays all told, and it's finished off with a 5-yard touchdown run. This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away. Here comes Andrews. And he's got room. And nothing but daylight ahead. 20. Touchdown, Philadelphia. A great play there. 94 yards. And the Eagles add on to their lead.
Brandon, my man, just one sentence for that one. Clinic.
And that's what they've done. They lead the league in points per game this season, but it's been quick strikeability as we saw on that drive.
I think they're actually intimidating defenses because they're back on their heels right away, wondering where it's going to come from, how they're going to hit them. This group is well-organized, well-coached, and extremely confident in what they do.
Elliott good on the extra point, and it's now 21-7. So he took that one at the 6, returned it all the way to the end zone. An electric return it was, 94 yards to the house. So let's try this again. After the kick return TD, here's yet another kickoff. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Giants offense now gets ready to head back onto the field. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2 minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
Here's Taylor. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. An ideal beginning of the drive there as they'll get 20 and a first down.
When you're struggling on offense, you're looking for anything possible to get you going. Sometimes you do it like basketball teams that don't normally press. You put a press on, bring people to life, make them move a little bit quicker. Maybe that'll help them as they head towards the half.
They'll throw on first down with Taylor. Wide open receiver, complete. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. A first down carry for Barkley. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Fletcher Cox there for the tackle.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know they're securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority one.
The rush defense stout on first down. Here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. On second down, here's Taylor. And bringing it in right side here, Beckham. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. Catch number 4 for him on the afternoon, and it'll give him a first down. Clock running, under 4 to play now as they come up on 1st and 10. From the gun, Taylor toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. They were trying to get it there to Sterling Shepard, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
Let's face it, if you want to get back into the game, these are the kind of throws you got to hit. He's wide open right there. Got to be able to get it to him, don't you think?
And those are the throws that haven't been available to them every time he's dropped a pass. Yeah, that's a big miss. And he's got his man, Beckham. Touchdown, Giants. Odell Beckham, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Giants have got it back to a 1-score game. And he's a little bit on the shorter side as a receiver. Maybe sometimes for the defense, tough to find the little guys, right?
Yeah, sometimes they get lost in the traffic, but usually what it means is that rather than just winning with height or even speed, they use their quickness to find a way to get open.
Well, tall, short, wide, skinny, whatever, there it results in a touchdown. Now the extra point. Point after, right down the middle. And they're back within a touchdown at 21-14. This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away. Here comes Andrews. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30 to the 33-yard line. Carson Wentz and the Eagles make their way out to the field. And he's been good. 2 first-half touchdown passes, no interceptions so far.
Does a lot for your confidence. does a great deal for your team, gives them a lead, and they're feeling really good about how they're playing. I think he expects to throw at least another one.
I was going to say, now he wants the first half hat trick, doesn't he?
Oh, without a doubt. Go ahead and fling him on the field, folks. He wants that type of celebration.
16 yards right off the bat and a first down.
Now, that was an excellent run. And when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block. But the wide receivers,
blitz coming, and down he goes.
They were in the top 5 in sacks in the league coming into this one. That's their third one in this game. Obviously, pass rush has been a strength of this team all year long.
And apparently they're not satisfied with top 5. They want to climb that ladder.
Yeah, I think it goes back to their offseason. They decided to make it a priority, and it's working out.
Wentz to throw on second down. Going for the deep ball. So the long attempt falls innocently to the ground, and it brings up third. Defensively, celebration time because they finally forced an incompletion. He was perfect throwing the ball to that point.
Yeah, but from his viewpoint, they didn't force the incompletion. He just missed. That's how hot he is right now, and that's how he wants to continue to throw the ball.
On third and long, it's Wentz. He's going to fire one deep, and that's caught inside the 30. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. A very nice pickup of 33 yards. So the defense blitzed. A nice job picking that up, completing the pass.
And how in sync was the quarterback and his center on that play? They saw the blitz, made the appropriate calls, got the line engaged because now they know there are going to be extra guys coming at the quarterback, so they got their assignments down pat and kept them away from him, and he's able to step up in the pocket and fire one now for a really good strike.
Now a play fake here on first down, and that is incomplete here. Just his second incompletion so far. He's 8 for 10. I think he'll take 80%.
There's no doubt that he will, but if you're the defensive play caller, you better circle what you just dialed up on your play sheet and come back to it because you just caused an incompletion. You need a few more of those.
Line of scrimmage, again the 25, 2nd and 10. And they'll go ground game here to the tailback. And not even back to the line of scrimmage this time as they're on him quickly once more. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes. And that is incomplete.
Well, we're not playing 3 yards in a cloud of dust football anymore. I kind of get why those old school coaches sometimes didn't want to throw the football. Because if it's popped up in the air, it almost turns into slow motion. And both sides trying to get to the football, and you're holding your breath wondering whether it's going to go good or bad for your team.
So chalk that down as an 8-play drive capped with a field goal.
Yeah, as a friend of mine used to say, they were moving and grooving for a while, but they couldn't keep the momentum going enough to get a touchdown out of it.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Odell Beckham now marching back onto the field. He's been good so far to this point in the second quarter. Need to get him even more involved, maybe?
I would agree with that. Definitely. Yeah, it's not even a question for me. The way he's playing, he's doing a nice job. Increased
into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Jordan Hicks. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line. That's now his second interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end? In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel, and excellent hands.
Yeah, versatility and showing those hands. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. It'll be a gain of 9, and that'll make it second and short.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Now Wentz throwing on second down. Flushed out right. his throw here's incomplete.
There are a good number of coaches that any time they call an in route are really worried about the play because there's so much traffic ordinarily that the ball has to get through to get to the receiver. And on that play, it was batted down.
They tried to throw on second down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1. And they'll go with the ground attack here. And he will have the first before he's brought down right on the chalk of the 20. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains.
Well, that was big right there because they're in the bottom 5 in the league and converting on 3rd down. They needed that pickup in a big way.
There were 2 things they said they wanted to win in this game. One, the turnover battle, and the second, 3rd down conversions. And that is caught. It's Aguilar for the Eagle touchdown. 3 touchdowns, Carson Wentz. And the Eagles add 6 to their lead.
I heard a coach talk about those late-in-the-half scores, especially ones that give your team a pretty decent cushion. He said those could be the ones that could finish off a squad if you let them.
Yeah, they've got the cushion. This half has been theirs. Elliott now to add the extra point. Elliott good with a PAT. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. So that drive, 4 plays. And it was capped off by an Eagles touchdown. Elliott now to kick this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Tyrod Taylor now gears up to lead his offense again. He's had a solid start to this game, but bottom line is they're losing, so he doesn't care about his stats. He just wants to right the ship on the scoreboard.
He wants to actually increase his stats because he feels like if he does, that means things will get better for his team, maybe get him back into the ballgame or into the lead. In these situations, I remember playing with a quarterback once where he actually ran out onto the field first ahead of everyone else just to say, guys, let's go. Try and create that energy, create that spark.
Well, so far he has 1 touchdown, 1 interception. He'll be looking for that 2nd touchdown now. 2nd and 10 now. It's Taylor. Quick hitter here. It's complete. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. And before they can run this 3rd down play, we're going to get a timeout, as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. They face a 3rd and 4 after that last completion gets them 6. Operating from the gun, Taylor. Nowhere to get away, and down he goes. Taylor is sacked. Timmy Jernigan in there to get him his 2nd sack now of the afternoon.
That's 3 sacks now, and that's not much of a surprise to me, nor should it be to you. This team, they lead the league in sacks.
Yeah, they do. This is something that we are starting to witness time and time again. And taken right on the 30. So we've come to halftime here in Philly with the Eagles on top. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you and Charles in a bit. But first, let's get to some of these scores around the NFL here in a busy Week 14. We'll start over in Texas at AT&T Stadium in Arlington, where it was definitely a game with some intrigue, as you can see by the score line. 31-11, the final score. From there, we'll head to Cincinnati to check on the Bengals at home at Paul Brown Stadium. And they trail the visiting Lions in that one. 2 touchdown passes for Matthew Stafford. Finally, let's get out to the Bay Area, see what's happening with the Raiders at home in Oakland. And it's the visiting LA Chargers who are out in front. Melvin Gordon has a touchdown there. In our game, it's been Carson Wentz with a strong first half. He's thrown for close to 200 yards already, and that's helped propel his guys into the lead. As we send you back to Brandon Gaudin.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. So the Eagles with the lead, and they're going to get this football first as the 3rd quarter gets underway. Here comes Andrews. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. It's time for our player spotlight right now as we get a look at Carson Wentz. And maybe he's starting to wave the white flag a little bit. He's playing pretty well, but the pressure, it's got to him.
Has to find a way to step around it, step through it, or just handle it. Because as you mentioned, he's having a pretty good day overall. Just the hits keep coming and taking those sacks. That's not the way that they want to finish a ball game with their quarterback on the ground so much.
He'd like to stay upright. When he's been upright, he's been pretty good. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll slip his way up across the 30 to the 32. A gain of 3, second down.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
On second down, here's Wentz. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And just shut. There he goes, left side. They can't tap. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Dallas Goedert, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Eagles add on to their lead.
You had fun with this one, partner?
I am. I mean, he's been fun to watch under center.
We always talk about, getting to the next level, right? When we see people get into the zone, this guy's in the master class right now. What a performance he's putting on, just carving them up.
4 touchdown passes. Carving him up is right. Seems like everything he throws is going to be a completion and going in the end zone. Elliott on for the extra point. Elliott good on the extra point, and the lead is now 24. Elliott now to kick this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. As the Giants head back out there, let's take a look at the playoff picture in the NFC. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Successful start to the drive, 17 yards, and moves the sticks.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him. Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be third down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Here's Taylor from the gun on third down. And this is going to be incomplete.
Really nice play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball, but for the guys on the offensive line, they're doing a nice job of trying to protect their passer. But when a guy hops in the air and goes airborne to try and knock one away, it's difficult because you can't reach out and grab him. That'll be a holding penalty. So all you're trying to do is make some type of a play on him, make some type of contact to try and get his arms out of the sky.
Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession. They've really distanced themselves. They have put the pedal to the metal, I guess, so to speak.
So definitely have them in the rearview mirror, don't they? I mean, you're exactly right. Being able to string together these drives that end up in points, It's almost like a run in basketball to create that distance, and they're on a really big-time one right now.
It becomes contagious, doesn't it?
It absolutely does, because oftentimes it translates to your defense as well, because they're excited about getting the ball back for their offense that's playing so well.
Well, they are clicking right now. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down.
He may be a bit undersized compared to the modern-day NFL defensive tackle, but what he lacks in size, he definitely makes up for in his ability to make tackles in the run game as well.
And they'll go on the ground. And able to work about 5 yards out of this as he's taken down up near the 47.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
Throwing his Wentz. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. The Eagles send out their punter now as he'll kick it away for the second time. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Hey, here comes the Giants offense back out onto the field. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
So a holding penalty, and that'll send him backwards.
You know, they're trying not to do that. I mean, we know that, right? We talk to them all the time. But sometimes the defensive guys just put you in awkward situations, and you get caught grabbing their jerseys.
The Eagles offense now gets set to head back onto the field. They're out in front. Last time they had to punt it away. We'll see if they can add to their lead now.
They don't want to go out and punt it away again. This team now wants to get a cushion, put people away. They want to run their offense and have it end up in the end zone.
He takes this from the 30 to the 34.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down, a very solid gain on that play.
And they'll run it here. And he'll get 2, maybe 3, up near the 37.
The way things have gone in this one, the running game's been something of an afterthought, and that's not been too bad for them, has it?
Yeah, the offensive returns have been good, but I guess we figured he in the ground game would be a bit more involved. Wentz going to try and throw on third. Aguilar has it. And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. That'll give him 60 yards receiving now as he's got a first down.
Well, we use the term pitch and catch a lot to denote an easy completion. We just saw one right there on 3rd and 3 to pick up the first down.
Why are those so tough to defend? Just because they hit so quickly?
Yeah, it's all about timing and confidence. Quarterback sees it, rips it, there you go.
And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and it'll be second and very short.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before that he always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
Right back to him on first down. And some good tackling there as he stopped up at about the 41. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
Well, he was looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple yards out of it because those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
Play action. Now Wentz steps away. And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
On any given pass play, you never know exactly where your exit points are going to be. On this play, he was flushed to his left, still on the run, able to accurately throw the football for a nice first down.
And on the ground they go with the running back. And he'll at least get him inside the red zone here, down to about the 19. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense, and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation. They fake the give. Now Wentz escaping the pressure right. Looking for the end zone. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. Janoris Jenkins with good coverage that time as he was able to get in there and knock it away.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays, and when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point's not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
Now whistles here and a flag down.
False start.
I think
Offense.
a Giant jumped early. So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards.
Still first down.
A false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15. Here's a give to Barkley. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. That one good for 10 yards. And it'll bring up a 2nd down.
Not an ideal spot to be on 1st down, but I love that the play caller did not immediately abandon the running game and say, okay, we've got to throw it in order to pick it up. Stayed with the run, was rewarded with a big-time pickup. Now they're in 2nd and manageable.
Again, it's Barkley. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
Well, partner, I guess sometimes it's just a matter of philosophy. Some say run it until they absolutely stop you, and others say, well, when you think they're about to stop you, fool them a little bit. I guess they should have tried to fool them on that front.
To Shepard, complete over the middle. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. 3 quarters in the books. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. We are in the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead. here to start quarter number 4. A critical one here if they're going to have any shot at this thing. So they'll go for it on 4th down. They'll run for it with Barkley. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th.
Yeah, on 4th and inches, you've got to be quick with your decision-making when you're running the football. You've got to find the hole and go. And he does a nice job here picking up the first down with a few yards to spare.
On 1st and 10, it's Taylor. They'll complete this to Ingram as tight end. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
Flag 32. Flag 32.
From midfield now, here's Taylor. And I think that one might have been intercepted, but he will be ruled out of bounds. So this will go only as incomplete.
And that's why defenders are often frustrated offensive guys. Actually made the catch, looked good doing it, but couldn't get his feet down in order to finish off the takeaway.
Again, now it's Taylor on 2nd and 10. And his throw's going to be incomplete. The Pro Bowler Odell Beckham, the intended receiver. And it'll bring up 3rd down.
I think he's a little trigger happy right there, and it turned into an ill-advised throw into their zone.
Well, we know he has confidence. He'll throw it any place, anytime, anywhere. That time it fell incomplete. On 3rd down, Taylor. And that's incomplete.
I wouldn't be shocked at all right now if there's a look of surprise on the big fella's face because he had the route that he wanted, running the corner, and usually he's able to use his body and catch the football, but a really nice play by the defenders, able to knock it away.
The Eagles offense making their way back out as we take a look at the playoff picture in the NFC. We've got a lopsided game here. I don't know, Charles, what does the handbook say that we discuss when we've got a game like this in the 4th quarter?
Hold on a second. Let me thumb to the proper page on that. Know what it says? Yeah. Let's discuss how we got here. This is a dominant performance, where they took control of this game, how they've managed to keep control of this game, and then we go ahead and think about how we're going to leave here and get to the airport. In a lopsided blowout, the roads are usually open.
It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And a pretty little juke move there on a nice gain. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
Let's just break this down and make it pretty simple. Key to the drag route, letting the play develop, finding the hole in the defense, and giving your athlete, yes, athlete, a chance to make something happen once he has the ball in his hands.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves his sticks.
I know we're in the era of wide-open football, a lot of spread formations, more space, but there's still a spot for power football, and we just saw some of it right there. How about that run?
Yeah, breaking the tackle, and, you know, late in this game, he wants the football in his hands. He's had a good day. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. Some extra space following the display of power. Down just inside the 45. Give him 6 on the play, and it's a 2nd down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
And they'll try the ground game here with a running back. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs.
When a coaching staff sees their team run the ball this successfully in the 4th quarter, they're really excited because you can plan for a running game all you want and want to press that advantage when you get it. But for the most part, it's a little bit of a surprise. And right now, they've got to keep that going, want to continue to grind out the clock because it's definitely in their favor at this stage of the game. Can they close the game out and continue to do exactly what we just saw there? And that's run the football.
And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Call it a loss of 2 on the play. And all of a sudden here, it's 3rd down. Now Hundley being chased out left. He can run for it, and he will. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a first down.
Now, that was a whole lot of open space out in front of him, wasn't it? I'm telling you, Brandon, when things are going right, they are going right.
And everything has been going their way for the most part. I saw that lane start to develop. Boom. He took advantage of it. And he gets it down close to the 10-yard line. Throwing, Hundley. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. 6 yards on the pickup, and it leaves him with a first and goal. He's already proven to be a factor in the running game on this drive. Now he gets involved in the passing game.
I think what we're seeing here is the modern version of workhorse in the NFL, being able to run it and catch it with equal proficiency.
And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the
Personal
flags.
foul, face mask, defense.
They're down here in the 4th, and that personal foul penalty is not going to help.
No, in these types of
Automatic first down.
situations, players will tell you that's extra intensity. From where we sit, it's actually frustration, not a good play.
So the ball's moved to about the 1 after the penalty, first and goal. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he is not going to get through here on try number 1. They stop him at the goal line. Call it no gain, and it's going to be 2nd and goal.
They're right there at the 1. No gain, but don't let that stop you. Line back up and keep going at them. If I'm them, I'm thinking about going at it 4 straight times.
They'll drop the throw and give him another 6. It's caught for a touchdown, and the blowout continues.
Is it okay if I break one of our rules, partner, which is to never call a game over until it's over? Because this certainly feels like it's over after that drive.
Yeah, that was spirit-crushing, wasn't it? And now you just kind of felt the air go out of the balloon.
Yeah, they were fighting so hard to stay in there, and they knew they had to stop them on that drive. But when they were unable to, I think you're exactly right. You could see them sag on their sideline, and I think this one might just be over.
Elliott good with a PAT, and that will extend this big lead. Elliott now to kick this one away. This fielded at the 2. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. Time for a break. This one, all over but the shouting. We'll finish it after this. So it's Giants football here as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. Now Taylor on 1st down. Nowhere to get away, and down he goes. Taylor is sacked.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. Now Taylor to throw. Open man right side is Ingram. And he'll be brought down, it looks like, right at the 15. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Now it's Taylor throwing the out route, incomplete. It's Shepard. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the 20 at the 18. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down.
That's certainly playing down in distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath by all means.
Slow.
They'll run with Barkley. And this is going to come up well short as they stop him on 4th down. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Eagles are going to take over in great field position. So they tried to go for it for pride, but it really wouldn't matter. This one, it was already determined.
No doubt about it. This one was over a while ago.
And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll bring up a second and just about a few inches here.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
And that's going to be incomplete. 12 seconds left.
I'm going to need some help with this one. How did he miss him? Wide open in the end zone. He's not hurried. He's not hit. And somehow, incomplete?
Yeah.
What happened?
During film study, that's one where he's just going to shoot. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. I tell you, Charles, you play to the final whistle, I get that, but there are a few folks that might not be too happy with that score late in the game with it already well in hand.
You seem a little squeamish about that last score.
I struggle with it. I struggle. But on the other, the argument, I get it, on the other side is, hey, do something about it. Stop them.
I'll guarantee you, I know who was really excited. Fantasy owners who had them. Hey, listen, getting the points from me. They're not worried about hurt feelings or anything like that. That's just new age stuff.
Elliott good on the extra point, and the lead will swell by one more. Elliott now to kick this one away. Very short kick. This will be taken by one of the up men. And solid field position here to start as they get it out to the 40-yard line.
Even after that big-time return, it's not looking great for them today. But if nothing else, even if the miracle doesn't happen, they can turn to this play and say, hey, we can move forward. Maybe it's a building block for the rest of the season.
So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get it out to midfield at the 50. A big offensive explosion help leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points. Allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for Philadelphia, it's a very important win as they move to 9-4 now on the year. And they'll get to stay put for a few days as they'll host the Dallas Cowboys next week. Meanwhile, for the Giants, the loss is number 8 for them on the year. And they'll be at home next week for a date with the Arizona Cardinals.